What is up, guys? Welcome on back to the second edition of the 2024 NFL mock draft. This one's going to be kind of shorter and sweeter kind of thing, but I'm on the same website. It just kind of changed our format a little bit. Again, we're going to draft as if we're the if I was picking for the team and I was running the team, and the first pick's going to be different. I did that first pick assuming they were going to keep and to trade Justin Fields. The more I think about it, the more I do not think it's the right answer. I think they need to keep Fields and stick with him. And the more I think about it, I actually don't think they're going to trade him. I think they're going to stay with Fields. I think they stay with Fields, and I think they either stay pat or trade out of the pick. And if they stay pat, I think the pick is Marvin Harrison. I think you give Justin Fields, Marvin Harrison, and DJ Moore in that offense. I think they're fine. They need a stable offensive coordinator and their young team. I think they'd fucking tear it up. To be honest, I think that would be great. Anyway, second pick, Washington Commanders. If I'm Washington, I'm running the card up, and I'm grabbing Jayden Daniels. Washington's they're a weird team because they could either completely rebuild or they can pick someone like a Daniels who they can put in right away, and I think he will make them instantly better. I think Jayden Daniels, wherever he goes, is going to make that team. He's going to make the CJ Stroud almost. I don't know if he'll be as good because Stroud was like once in a generation, but I think Jayden Daniels is an absolute difference maker. He's the only quarterback in this draft I think he's a massive difference maker year one. Maybe another guy a little bit later, just because he goes to the right spot. But I think that's the right way to go for Washington. I think they need to start getting an identity. This is the best quarterback in the draft. I don't see the Caleb Williams thing, but we'll see. If I'm the New England Patriots, I actually grab this guy here. They are starting all over again, and my rule of thumb, if you're starting all over again, unless you have someone who feels a franchise quarterback, I don't think either one of these two guys are right off the bat. I really don't. I think you put Jayden Daniels in, he's a starter, and he's a franchise guy right off the bat. I don't think either one of these two guys are much better than the guy they got now, to be honest. Caleb Williams, I think, has the ability to be really good. He's got to be with the right guy. And I think Drake may these two guys have to be with someone to be groomed. They're not polished NFL quarterbacks yet, dude. You're not drafting these two guys, putting them in day one, and doing a lot. In my opinion, they could come in and be the next Dan Marino. I don't know. I just, from what I've seen, I see these guys a little bit as projects. So if I'm the Patriots and we're doing a rebuild kind of anyway, I'm grabbing one of the best offensive linemen I've seen in a long time. I think he's really good. He's a fucking wall, that guy. Anyway, Fashanu. All right, the Cardinals. I do not think they're going to be trading their quarterback. I think the owner likes the quarterback. I think they're going to keep him. They just paid the shit out of him. If in doubt, build in and out. I'm grabbing Joe Alt, and the big reason for Joe Alt, why I think he's a good fit there, is because I think he can play guard as well. I think he can come in and play guard. I really do. So I think Joe Alt's a perfect fit there. And they can go out and grab receivers and stuff later. Remember, this draft is very, very deep at wide receiver. It's literally receiver and corner, and they actually, believe it or not, running backs fairly deep, but there's not a lot of running backs till later, so you don't even have to worry about running back for a while in this draft. All right, next up is the Chargers. This pick, I'm kind of wishy-washy about. I honestly do not think they need to focus on offense. I think they need to focus on that defense. And I think a perfect fit there, a guy would give that defense a little bit of an identity and some teeth, would be Terry Arnold out of Alabama. I think he's a nice kind of a lockdown-ish corner. He's very, very aggressive. And they need to get a little nasty on that side of the ball. And I think he can kind of bring that. I think Arnold's a guy that he's coming in already as a polished player. I think you can play him in day one and he'll be good. He may not tear the league up, but you can put him out there as a number 2 corner or even a number 1, and he'll hold his own. He'll be very, very good. And he'll just learn on the job, and he'll just get better. I think Arnold's gonna be excellent. All right, guys. If I'm the Giants, I move Daniel Jones and his contract, and I draft this guy here, who would be an absolute superstar in New York. I think it's the perfect fit for him. I think it's one of the few places he would really thrive, and he might even thrive fairly quickly under Daboll. I think Daboll he was very, very instrumental in Josh Allen's development, and I think it's just a perfect fit. Caleb Williams would be great in New York. They'd love him there. He'd make a ton of money on endorsements and shit. It's just a perfect fit. I can completely see him in a Giants uniform. It's a perfect fit. I think if you literally went just about anywhere else, he'd have to really, he'd almost struggle a little bit. He's got a massive amount of ability, but I think he could literally go. The Giants are one of the few teams you can go there day one and kind of learn on the job and be coached on the job. If you're patient with Caleb Williams, he can be really good. But I think that's a perfect fit. I think Caleb Williams is a perfect fit for the Giants. All right, Tennessee. They can go a million different directions here. But I think you've got to get that young guy a target that's consistent and build that offense a little bit. I think defense, you're okay. You're kind of veteran-y on defense. You can build a defense, but I think when you draft a quarterback, I think you should draft pick players that are young to kind of grow with him. And I think Brock Bowers would be a perfect fit there. I think that would just make a nice combo. Him and Levis are both a couple of jack dudes. It would just be cool. Have a big, strong, powerful tight end next to a big, jacked up quarterback, and just have like a team, just a big bruising team out there in Tennessee. I think they would love that. But anyway, let's go to Atlanta. If I'm Atlanta, I'm going to be honest with you. I think they got a good offense, and if I'm Atlanta, I go out and I grab Russell Wilson. So they wouldn't need a quarterback, and I would grab Dallas Turner here. I do know that you can go grab a Neighbors. It would make them significantly better on offense. But I think Atlanta is at the point where they need to start balancing their team as far as their talent. And they really do need to get after the passer. I don't think they were very good at getting to the rusher last year, or the quarterback. And I think they need to really get someone who can help them get to the quarterback. I don't know if he'll be a 10-sack guy next year, but he'll definitely be a guy that can play there, and he just gives them a better pass rush. And I think Turner's a great fit there. Chicago, I dropped a guy that's in the same state and grabbed Newton out of Illinois. I think he'd be a nice anchor there. And if I'm Chicago, I go after Christian Wilkins. I gotta get Christian Wilkins. I put him there, get some rotation going in that defense, along with Harrison and Fields on that offense. I think Chicago will be building something really, really nice out there, because they ended the year really strong. I think they're like 7-10 or something. Like they did not have a bad year. I just think adding those two guys would. I think those scouts would give them 2 wins. I think that we have 9 wins next year. And if Fields is happy and they actually coach him up, and they let him play, they might even win more. Like, Chicago can make a jump. All right, guys, my next pick here is the Jets. And the Jets, they're kind of a team that they have a lot of talent. They don't need this. They don't need to go out and grab, like, they don't have like a glaring need that I can think of. Maybe a tackle, but I don't know if there's a tackle they would grab here. If I'm them, what the hell do I do? They have Aaron Rodgers. Shoot. I'll be honest with you. If I'm them, my job's on the line. I'd have to have some conversations with the owner, but I would take Drake May. And I know it's not a glaring need. I know the Jets want to win now. But I think Drake May is a guy that's got too much talent to pass up, and he can sit behind a legend and just learn from him. He's 6'4", 220. By the time he's playing, he's 6'4", 235. And he's got a gun. He can throw. And he's smart. I think he's a perfect fit for the Jets. He would give the Jets a good quarterback for a very long time. I know you can go offensive line. You can go a million different directions with the Jets. I think they're talented enough to be able to draft their future quarterback and then just kind of build a little bit later on. I just think they need Aaron Rodgers to come back. And you can get linemen in free agency too. You don't need to, you know, they're a team that can kind of buy some players because they're kind of on the cut. They think that they're going to win a lot of games with Rodgers. I don't know if they will because that division's hard, but if Aaron Rodgers doesn't work out and he retires, they have a future guy that could possibly be the franchise there. All right, guys, at 11. Oh, Jesus. I'm not even fair playing the draft sitting right there. Trying to job on the line. I don't know who their quarterback is or is going to be. If they keep Kirk Cousins, they'll probably keep Justin Jefferson. I don't know that situation. I'm assuming they're going to keep them both. So if I'm them, I start going defense. And I think I'm just going to pick the same guy I picked from before. I think Kitchens, he's a guy that can kind of give them an identity. I think he's underrated here. I think he needs to be more up here. I think he should be above Cooper DeJean. I love Cooper DeJean, by the way. Cameron Kitchens underrated. That guy's a baller at safety. He really is. Oh my God, that guy's good. He can do everything, and I think he's a guy that, like I said, can give. That defense needs a fucking identity. That defense has no idea who it is. They're getting ready to cut their best player. They're a fucking mess. They need to just go get players who are foundations of that defense, and I think he can really do that for them. He's a really good fit in Minnesota, I think. But let's move on. To me, another guy, if he goes here, it's a perfect fit. I think this is exactly where he's going to go, and I think this is exactly what they're going to grab. Is Bo Nix. He's a perfect fit. Perfect fit for Sean Payton. He can develop him. I think Bo Nix is a guy that can learn. He played, what, 4, maybe 5 years in college? How old is that guy? How old is he? Bo Nix. I do know he's a more mature college quarterback. He's 23, so he wasn't. Yeah, he played like 5 years in college. He's a great leader. From his highlights, I think he throws better than Drake May. I think he's awesome. I think if Bo Nix goes to if Bo Nix went to the Broncos, he'd be fighting Jaden Daniels and Marvin Harrison for Rookie of the Year. They would be going at it, and maybe even like a Brock Bowers. I think Bo Nix would flourish in Denver. I got a bad feeling someone's going to move up and grab Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix might just be picked over Drake May. Don't be surprised if Bo Nix is picked surprisingly early. He's excellent. And like I said, he's one of those guys, he took him a little bit longer to develop, and once he developed, he became really good. Same thing with Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow wasn't special right off the bat. He had to work, and Bo Nix put in the work and became better. To me, that is a great trait. That is a premier trait for a quarterback. Are you going to work and get better? Yes. Okay, we're gonna hand you the keys. All right, the Giants, the Raiders. The Raiders. This is a tough one. If I'm the Raiders just need talent. They just need to pick whoever, wherever, to be honest. I don't know who their quarterback's going to be. I don't know if they're going to grab Russell Wilson. I think it's a bad pick. I think the Raiders need to go young at quarterback. If I'm the Raiders, I call up Washington. I grab Sam Howell for this year. And I might even go grab the guy from the Jets, Zach Wilson. Have those guys fight it out just to see what you got there. Okay. And I go grab Keon Coleman. I don't know why he's dropping a little bit. I think Keon Coleman is special. I don't know why he's dropping down to 15. He should be way up there. But I grab Keon Coleman. They have Aiden O'Donnell. Go give Zach Wilson a shot. And bring in Sam Howell if Washington wants to let him go. And then and then just kind of let those guys fight it out and develop your team in other areas. And what's the worst thing that happens? You suck and you get a good quarterback next year. I mean, that's the worst thing that happens. And you've got a star receiver that can grow with that quarterback, whoever you get that's young. But anyway, let's go to New Orleans. New Orleans is another team that needs a quarterback. I don't know how desperate they are for one. I think they stand pat with maybe someone they have. And if I'm the Saints, I'm grabbing Neighbors. I'm pairing him with Olave. And just kind of let the chips fall where they may quarterback-wise, unfortunately. I think he's too talented to pass up, and there's no one really worth grabbing. I don't think J.J. McCarthy's a starting quarterback in the NFL. I just don't. I think he eventually might start for a team because they're going to have him to start. I think J.J. McCarthy has very good long-term backup written all over him. Not a bad thing. Wouldn't mind to have that career. Anyway, the Colts are next, and I'm grabbing Roman Dunze for the Colts. I don't remember who I picked for them last time. I know he's dropping here. I think he'd be a great fit there. They do need a pure number one receiver or number two to pair with they have the other guy. Then they got Josh Downs. That'd be a nice receiving core for a young quarterback. And then they got the running back. I think that would be really good for that offense. Now I got Seattle. This one I battle with. Seattle's another team. I think they're kind of rebuilding a little bit. Need to recreate that. Recreate the like an identity on defense, and I think Cooper DeJean would fit them really well too. I know I had him going here last time, but I think Cooper DeJean. I think he's a guy that can play free safety. I think he's going to be a free safety eventually. I don't think he's going to stay at corner his whole career. I just don't. I think he might. I might be wrong. I shouldn't say that. If he doesn't work out at corner, he can be I think he'll be a Pro Bowl corner and or a Pro Bowl safety. He's great on special teams, so he'll play wherever you want him to. I think they gotta play linebacker if you want him to. But anyway, I think that's a great fit there. I think if I'm the Seahawks, I'm very, very happy to grab that guy. I'm very happy. He's just a good football player, and he loves the game. There's not a lot better you can get in a rebuild, to be honest. Guy loves the game and just a hard player. All right, if I am the Jacksonville Jaguars, I'm grabbing Kool-Aid. It's a no-brainer. They need a corner. They could use kind of a little bit of an identity on defense as well. They kind of got one, but if they need a corner, and he's sitting right there, no-brainer. Go grab Kool-Aid. He's awesome. That guy's gonna be really good. He's absolutely gonna be a starter from day one. All right, Cincinnati Bengals. I'm losing my voice. Sorry, guys. If I'm the Bengals, I don't think they're going receiver. I think they're going to go the route of let's give Burrow a premier receiver. We'll get rid of the other guys. We'll maybe bring in some veterans. I don't think they're going to focus on the offensive side of the ball. I think they're going to focus a little bit on the defensive side. They could go offensive line. They can't get a tight end here because I don't think there's one worth getting there. Yeah, I'm going to go Fuaga. I would go Fuaga there just because he's very versatile. He can play wherever. He can literally play wherever. He can play guard. He can play tackle. I just think that I think they need good players on the offensive line. I just think they need better offensive linemen in general. He can play wherever. He can play left tackle. He can play right guard. I literally think he's that versatile. So if I'm them, that's what I do. I go grab a really good, young, versatile offensive lineman. All right, the Rams. The Rams to me are a fucking mess. I'm blown away they made the playoffs. I'm very surprised they made the playoffs. But I think the Rams need to start focusing on their future. And their number one need is a tackle. They've got a great one sitting right there at Scribe Latham. He's a big dude from I remember. Hold on. Oh no, 6'6", yeah, 6'6", 305. That's a pretty good lean lineman, but I think he's a great fit there. I think he'd be perfect. They need if they're going to keep an older quarterback, you got to protect him. They won a lot of games with the team they had. They seem to be really good with drafting receivers later on. Just go grab the tackle. All right, Cincinnati. Sorry. Oh, God, sorry, Steeler fans. Pittsburgh Steelers. They do need a tackle. They do need offensive line. They need a quarterback. They're kind of a mess. They need a lot. I think they stick with the old school Steeler way, and I think they should keep sticking with that for a long time. And I would just, from them, I just grab Jared Verse. All right, sorry, I didn't know what the hell happened there. Yeah, I've got Jared Verse. Boom, done. I think Jared Verse is a good fit. I had another mock draft where I actually had those two guys switch. I had Verse going to the Rams. I think you can literally switch those two players. You can go Latham going to the Steelers and Verse going to the Rams, vice versa. But Jared Verse, if I'm them and he's there, I'd grab him. I think he's a good fit. I think you put him on the other side of T.J. Watt, and it just. The Steelers are just good when they're getting to the quarterback. All right, the Miami Dolphins. So the Dolphins lost. They're going to lose. They're going to lose their defensive tackle. They need to replace their defensive tackle. They need offensive linemen. Fucking badly. In fact, it would probably behoove them just to draft offensive line this year. My favorite player in the draft just about is sitting right there. But it's funny because he's dropping, so I wouldn't pick him here. I would try to trade up and grab. I love Kalen King, but if he's dropping down as much as he's down to 50 something, I pick maybe a lineman, a defensive tackle, offensive tackle here, and then I try to trade up in the second round and grab Kalen King. I think Kalen King is good enough to draft here, but I don't think you need to draft him here. I think you can get him later on. So, if I'm Dolphins, I'll grab Byron Murphy just to replace that position they lost. They need to get young. I'm telling you, the Dolphins need to get younger on defense. They need to get younger on defense. They're too old on the corners. They're losing Christian Wilkins. I think Byron Murphy would be a good fit there. Very, very good. If you can plug him and play him and start from day one. All right, the Eagles. They need wide receiver. Holy shit. So the Eagles apparently need a corner. Again, I'm going to put Nate Wiggins there. I think he's a guy that won't be great right off the bat, but I think you can put him in a slot, a good solid backup, and learn on the job. I think Nate Wiggins is a good fit there. I don't think he's a guy that's a main corner. I think he's a guy at first is going to kind of have to get some experience, but not be the main guy. I think Philly's a great spot there. All right, Houston Texans. Says they need an edge. They got a really good edge sitting right there. Tackle for Oklahoma, maybe Mims. It looks like they need some versatile linemen. How big is this guy? 6'7". 6'8". Christ. Yeah. I'm gonna grab Graham Barton. I think he's a perfect fit there. He's a perfect fit. They need some offensive line help. It looks like he's played tackle. Look at that. So this they have him playing guard in the NFL, but it looks like he was a tackle, which means he can play it. Overwhelming power and physically grant him extremely high ceiling. Yeah, I mean, give him a really good offensive lineman with a really high ceiling all day long. A great fit. It boosts the running game. I think that's a good fit. That's who I would grab if I'm Houston. You could grab a Chop Robinson. I just think Chop Robinson's one-dimensional, and when I'm watching him, I don't know how elite he is, but you know, I haven't seen a ton of them either. All right, the Cowboys. Tackle, guard, linebacker. God, they don't need receiver, but they'll probably grab one. If I'm them and they need a tackle number one, I would just grab Guyton. That guy's good. He's a big, strong fucking tackle. Yeah, 6'7", 326. Yeah. He looks like his size, everything looks like a goddamn Dallas Cowboy. All right, guys. Up next, Green Bay Packers. I would select Robinson here, but I think Green Bay's defense wants a little more versatility. I think they like a lot of versatility on their team, and they're very young. I'd grab Mims if they need a tackle. It's the number one need. I'd just grab Mims. Why not? With that good young quarterback. And just build them around, get them some receivers, maybe in the second round. I think Mims is a nice fit there. All right. Tampa Bay. They guard, tackle, center. I don't know how many tackles are left that are worth a first round pick. I do know this Troy Fautanu is supposed to be really good, so if I'm them, that's who I'm grabbing. Grabbing the guard, and I think he might be able to play tackle too. I don't know. 6'4", 312. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But I grab him. I grab offensive line. Because they're sticking with Baker Mayfield. They got a good running back and good receivers and stuff. Yeah, I just grab the offensive line and just help solidify that line. Arizona's next. First, they grab Joe Alt. They're in a really good spot. Really, really good spot. This isn't even a center. It's hard to get a good pure center, and he's 21 years old. Feels like a high-level NFL starter. Yeah, I've seen him play. He's pretty goddamn good. Let's just do that. Let's grab him center. Yeah, so they got two offensive linemen. They're building that offensive line. They're just building the lineup, and I'm not kidding. You can go get a starting receiver in about, 7 or 8 picks they have again? You can go get a receiver. You don't have to reach up and grab one in this draft. Still go out and grab. Look at this. Look at this lineup. Look at this run on linemen. The problem with linemen in this draft, and the reason why I'm picking them so high, is they're like, I feel like the good linemen are like, there's a big difference in good linemen and like the second tier linemen. There's a difference. So that's why I think you go out and you grab the really good linemen first. There's still some good linemen left. All right, the Bills, I'm going to be honest, I am not changing my pick unless he gets picked before him. I think Ladd McConkey's the perfect Buffalo Bill. He's the perfect guy for Josh Allen. He's the perfect guy for short yardage or go deep, or he catches everything. He's Mr. Reliable. I think that's what they need on their offense. They need consistency. They have two receivers who are very good but not consistent. Ladd McConkey, I think, would instantly become like a number 1 or 2 target for Josh Allen. I think Ladd McConkey had 80 catches in his rookie year in that offense. I think you catch that many balls. He would be like a third down specialist, second down short. I love him, this pick there. All right. Detroit Lions. Oh, perfect fitness, the number 1 need. Kamari Lassiter. That guy's Detroit Lion written all over him. He's really aggressive. He hits hard. He's a perfect fit there. If he drops to the Lions, they need to grab him instantly. They can literally... He's a Detroit Lion. He plays with grit and all that shit. He's awesome. Anyway, let's go to the next... next team, which is Baltimore. I think Baltimore's a team that's going to reach up because I think they're going to lose some players. But I'm going to go off of this board here. I don't know exactly what they're going to need at the end of the day. All right, man. If I'm them, I'm going Leonard Taylor. I think that's who I grabbed last time for them. I think he's going to be replacing somebody or just kind of filling in for a rotation. I think that he's a perfect fit. The Baltimore builds from the inside out. They could also go Brian Thomas. They could go another receiver. But I think you can just grab a receiver next round. I'm not kidding. I think the receivers are that good in this draft. All right, San Francisco. Looks like they need linemen. Jesus Christ. Are they that bad at offensive line? Who's this guy? He might actually be a good fit. Shit. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put him there. I think I'm gonna put this guy there because he's got like the talent. I like guys like that on teams like San Francisco because he's got the talent, like he's got like a higher level talent, but it's got to be brought out in him so he can go on a veteran team that can kind of show him the ropes, start taking over, and he doesn't have to be the man right away, but he can play. He can get some good playing time, but not necessarily be a rock as far as like building the team around him yet. So I think that's a nice fit there. Kansas City. If I'm them, I go grab Chop Robinson, to be honest. Where's my full results here? There we go. Anyway, that's my second first round mock draft. Hope you guys liked it. This one was a lot more of what I would do. This is a lot more of, hey, if I'm sitting in the seat. The other one was that, plus I think I was taking a lot of consideration, like especially like I think I did Caleb Williams to New England, which in reality, I think that's who New England would take if they dropped there. But if I'm there, I'm going inside out. So anyway, hope you guys liked the draft. If you guys fans of this team, hopefully you guys liked what I did. And looking over, see if there's anything I'll change. I don't know if I'd change anything, to be honest. I will in a few weeks, probably. I think it's a nice, solid first round, though. I really do. I think this is a way that would help a lot of teams because there's a lot of teams that need a lot of help. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy everything, and I'll see you on the next one.